This is Mickey Shook with CarryTrainer.com, and this is Meet the Pressers.
Meet the Pressers with Matt Mallory and Clint Necro. Brought to you by Public Safety and Education and the Trigger Pressers Union.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training, makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms, made in America or not made at all. XS Sights, fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Hey everybody, Matt Mallory here with Meet the Pressers. We're at SHOT Show 2025 in Las Vegas. I have a very special guest. Been many years we've been trying to get John Farnam on the show. We finally been able to snag him and get him in here and sit down and talk to him. A legend, an OG in the industry that has a wealth of knowledge that if you haven't trained with him, you absolutely should get out there and train with him. So,
well, that's very kind of you. I'm not sure I'm all that famous, but I surely enjoy coming here, and it is my honor to be with you this morning.
I appreciate that. So go back, how long ago? When was your first class how about that? So what was your first class you took or your first introduction to firearms?
Oh boy. I was a young second lieutenant infantry in Vietnam in 1968 AD, if you're wondering. I was unhappy with our small arms training.
Okay.
Along with, that wasn't the only one, there was others.
Right.
And so when I got off active duty, I became a police officer, and I was unhappy with that training there too. Mm-hmm. And so I got the wild notion that I could do a better job, and so I started consulting and training, and that was 50-some years ago, and I've been doing it ever since. I am still a deputy sheriff with Park County in Colorado.
Nice.
And I train my guys whenever I can, but the rest of the time I spend running around the world.
Yeah.
I remember the first SHOT Show I can remember was at McCormick Place in Chicago.
Really?
I think this was back probably the early 80s, maybe the 70s.
That must have been one of the first ones.
Yeah, before it burned down. You know, the McCormick Place burned down, they rebuilt it.
Wow.
At the time, it was the largest fire loss in history. But I remember being there. I remember when it was in New Orleans.
So New Orleans, Chicago, Florida.
Orlando, yeah. They used to be they alternated between Orlando and Las Vegas because a lot of people on the East Coast couldn't afford to travel out here. But it became obvious, I think, I have nothing to do with the show, of course, but it became obvious the venue just wasn't big enough.
Right.
Las Vegas is the only venue that can accommodate a show this big.
Wow.
I think this is now like number 2 or 3
largest
trade shows in the country, and you've been out there. It's absolutely huge.
It's insane.
And all those people have got to have a place to sleep, and they've got to eat, and
that's true. And transportation,
and all the whole wrap, and
they come from all over the world.
And people just fill up these hotels around here.
Yeah, for sure.
And which is very good for the town. I don't go to a lot of trade shows, but this one is very dignified. Everybody you meet is
professional,
very, very professional, very nice. And
so they have the free beer at the booth, and they
but everybody's here to promote the industry and promote the art.
Right.
And I'm here just for that reason. I want to see what other people are doing, how the art is moving, how the industry is moving. Mm-hmm. I don't like every product I see, but sometimes I scratch my head and I say, wow, why didn't I think of that?
Is it ideas are a dime a dozen
right.
kind of thing?
As a training consultant, I like to be in a position where I can comment intelligently on what's going on in the industry. That's what people pay me to be able to do. So we're here every year, and we're here for the whole show. And as I say, it is my honor to be here with you this morning and talk about this.
So Army vet?
Marines.
Marine vet,
yes.
Okay. Army?
Actually, I later on I defected to the Army National
Okay,
Guard.
all right. So you went from the dark side to my side.
Right. I went. I retired at the rank of major.
Okay,
And
good. Nice.
next month I'll be celebrating my 80th birthday.
God bless you.
But I'm having too much fun to quit.
There you go.
So.
And what is it? You do what you love. You'll never work a day in your life.
Well, yeah,
Kind of
and I'm sure I'll drop dead in the middle of a punchline sometime. But I really enjoy events like this. I get to see a lot of old friends, people I don't get to see other than a place like this.
Yeah.
And we share our experiences, and it's educational for me, and it's good for my mental health, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And
sure. Keeps you vibrant.
So yeah, enjoy being here.
On the law enforcement side, when did you start in law enforcement?
I became a sworn officer in 1970.
Okay, very cool.
And I've been one ever since.
Nice.
Although I don't work full time anymore, but
I'm down to part time too.
yeah, but I've got a badge, and
Yep.
I carry a gun every day. And
Prior to the recent election, I was worried that being law enforcement is about your only way to have a gun in this country. If it kept
well,
going
yeah,
that
and
way.
even that is no guarantee. A lot of
Yeah,
these
for
big
sure.
city mayors are not sure they want you. But again, I don't care about other people's rules. I carry a gun. I always have.
Got to be safe.
But as I tell my students, out of sight, out of conversation.
Yeah.
No one needs to know, and I try to be a very polite person and a colossal bore.
Well, I mean, you got to have that mindset that I have a gun, and I'll tell students, no matter, and you'll probably agree with this in law enforcement. In my classes, I'll say everybody in this room has broken at least one, but most likely many laws. Probably just coming here this
Just
morning,
getting here.
driving to school, driving to the class.
Right?
Right? There's just so many laws in the books. It's ridiculous.
Centuries ago, Seneca said, the more corrupt the state, the more numerous the laws. And we're getting to the point now where prosecutors have such enormous power because they can just pick out people they don't like.
Yeah.
And if you look hard enough, you can find something
Absolutely.
they're violating. And
That new term, lawfare.
yeah, the lawfare, and that's exactly right. And that's the last election gives us some optimism
Glimmer of hope.
that this will come under control, because there's a lot of, I testify in shooting cases. I assist lawyers and providing expert assistance, as it's called.
Right.
And I have personally seen prosecutors with personal anti-gun agendas.
Yeah.
Well, we're supposed to have a nation of laws. We're not supposed to have a nation of agendas.
Absolutely.
But again, this has been abused by past administrations, and we're really hoping that the current administration can, if they do half what they promised to do, we'll be in utopia.
For sure. Absolutely. National reciprocity and
Yes.
all
Yes.
the other things that
Yes.
we're hoping to have pass.
Yes.
And
But
go ahead.
yeah, as you say, when you go armed, as we all do, you have instant death at your fingertips all the time, and you have to keep that in mind. You can't drink.
Take it seriously.
And you have to lead a rather boring lifestyle. I don't go out late at night, and most places I go are not very exciting, and that's fine with me.
Well, it's funny you say that, because I was just talking to Vicki, your wife, about this earlier, and we talked about it at the Girl in a Gun conference.
Yes.
I saw you out in Colorado for
Yes,
the
yes.
Girl in a Gun
Indeed,
conference.
indeed.
And I always use your stupid checklist. Now, I might get it wrong, so let me say it, and let me tell you tell me if I get it out of order. Don't go to stupid places with stupid people, stupid times, and do stupid things.
That's it pretty much does it.
That's on spot?
Yep.
You got 4. And then what did I add?
Well-
What did I add? Or your life will become stupid.
Yeah, right.
Remember, I told you that.
Right.
I say that to my students.
Right.
Don't be
In
stupid.
fact, Robin Sandoval, our wonderful colleague who organized the Girl in a Gun, she put that on a little keychain and gave it to me, bless her heart.
Hello, my name is Clint Macro, co-founder and administrator of National Train a Teacher Day. National Train a Teacher Day is a grassroots movement of volunteer firearms, safety, first aid, and defense instructors that offer free training to teachers, school staff, administrators, and those that work with youth in a leadership capacity. We do this every year on National Train a Teacher Day. This year marks the 8th annual National Train-a-Teacher Day, and we'll be observing it on Saturday, June 21st, 2025. That's Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Over the years, hundreds of volunteer instructors have trained thousands of teachers, school staff, administrator, and those that work with youth in a leadership capacity. If you fit that bill, or if you know someone that does, we encourage you to visit or have them visit the website, which is nationaltrainateacherday.com, and connect with a local instructor and take advantage of this fantastic free training opportunity. We'd like to thank our volunteers, our partners, and our sponsors for helping make National Train-a-Teacher Day a success each year. But most of all, we want to thank you, the teachers, school staff, administrators, and youth leaders who take the time to empower themselves with information to better protect those that they educate, and that is our children. Visit the website, spread the word, and we will see you on National Train-a-Teacher Day, Saturday, June 21st, 2025. Thanks.
When you get involved in a lethal force incident on the sidewalk in front of the Drunken Monkey Bar at 1:30 in the morning, regardless of the circumstances,
It's going to look bad.
how much sympathy do you think you're getting from a jury?
Yeah.
Not much.
The optics of it, for
Yeah.
sure.
Stupid places with stupid people. I don't have stupid friends because stupid friends go to stupid places. So all my friends are as boring as I am. Doing stupid things, that should be the province of young people.
Yeah.
You and I are old enough not to make mistakes like that. And the last three that I throw in sometimes, have a normal appearance.
Yeah.
Just look like a normal person. When you insist on purple hair and tattoos across your forehead, you're going to attract a lot of attention you probably don't want.
Yeah.
Be in bed by 10 o'clock.
Nothing good happens after midnight.
That's
I say
right.
to our kids.
Right. Good things don't happen late at night. And probably most importantly, the last one, don't fail the attitude test. Be a polite, pleasant person.
Yeah. I'll say when people get behind the steering wheel or a keyboard, they lose all sense of reality.
No doubt about it.
It's like,
And this is one thing I instruct my students. Every car out there comes with a horn. I mean and the horns are there to prevent accidents.
Yep.
But many people use a horn as a way of scolding people.
Yeah.
That's not what horns are for. And when you use a horn like that, you're probably going to get a ticket, and probably ought to.
Yeah.
That's not what horns are for. But more insidious than that, the person that you're honking at and cursing and under your breath might stop in front of you, get out of your car, and come back and confront you directly. And this now becomes very dangerous.
Yeah. We just saw a couple videos on Facebook that went through within the past few days of that.
Yes. And all that, 99% of that is completely preventable.
Yep. Absolutely.
And again, I can tell you from testifying in front of a lot of prosecutors, you may not have started it, but you aggravated it.
Yeah. What's Mossad say? It's you got to be, what do you say? It's an affirmative defense, right?
Yes.
It's not I didn't do it. I didn't rob the bank. I wasn't there. I got an alibi. You're admitting to doing it. Affirmative means yes, right? Military terms. Defense.
You can. A lot of these things can be diffused when you're sitting in a restaurant and someone says, "Hey, you're in my seat." You can say, "I don't see your name on it."
Yep.
Okay, that's all fine. And now a big fight erupts, and someone gets hurt. I can tell you, prosecutors do not like that.
No.
What a smart person is going to do is say, "I'm terribly sorry. Here, help yourself. I'll find another seat."
Absolutely.
I'm not afraid of losing. I got my trump card right here. I'm not afraid of losing the fight. It's just a seat in a restaurant is probably not worth fighting over.
Sure.
It certainly isn't worth somebody getting hurt over.
Well, and watching the videos of stuff like this that happen.
Yes.
If play that out, right? Somebody walks in, "Hey, you're sitting in my seat." Get your own seat. Your name's not on it.
Right.
And they pull a gun out, and then you go to pull a gun out, and they shoot, and they hit your 9-year-old kid sitting next to you.
Right.
Your kid's dead because you had an ego. Right? I mean,
exactly.
At some point, I call it poking the bear, stoking the fire.
Yeah. So even though you didn't start it, you can still aggravate it, and it's in your best interest, certainly in your best financial interest, not to mention your emotional interest,
Yep.
to be very good at disengaging.
So speaking of that, I came up with a phrase after interviewing George Zimmerman. I call it the 4 horses of your apocalypse.
Goodness.
Criminal, civil, mental,
Yes.
and jury of public opinion, the third court.
Yeah, I might steal that from you. That's or
I
from
would
him.
be, I'd be honored. I'd be honored.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, it's a crazy world out there, and we don't need to be crazy adding to it.
That's right, and particularly when you go armed. You have there are expectations of you and your behavior, maybe some of which are unreasonable. I don't know, but it doesn't matter.
Right.
I've testified in enough cases and been in front of enough prosecutors to know what they like and what they don't like, and when you are in a position where you could have calmed the whole thing down and didn't, I can tell you right now they do not like that. And you're probably not going to make many friends with them or nor the jury.
Absolutely. So I worked in law enforcement. I've been in courts. I've worked in courts. I've been just last spring, almost 2 years ago, I was the 4-person on a jury.
Oh,
which
wow.
was cool. They called me. I'm like, you're gonna keep me? And they're like, yeah, we want you. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And all the other jurors voted me 4-person, which was kind of an honor. And I'm like, well, why me? Of course.
Yeah, right.
But it just you see the stuff behind the scenes like that, and testifying that it's not just about another saying I'll say. Just because the law says you may, doesn't mean you must.
Doesn't mean it's a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Like Castle Doctrine. Somebody's kicking my door in. I'm not going to get into a gunfight with an unknown on the other side of the door. I'm getting to the bedroom, putting my flak vest on, get my smoke grenades, my flashbang grenades. I'm getting armed up, looking at my camera. Oh, it's the SWAT team. Somebody called in a SWAT call.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, you don't know.
So in the end, you have to ask you, what's in my best interest?
Yeah, self-preservation.
You know, I don't want to get hurt.
Yep.
And I don't want to spend a lot of time in a penitentiary.
Mm-hmm. For sure. For sure.
Excuse me.
People don't think that much in depth. So.
Yeah. And so
more people need to.
Unhappily, a lot of weapons instruction fails to address this, or certainly fails to address it adequately.
Yep.
You know, Mass Ayub was a real pioneer in this. He's my good friend and colleague, and I've learned and stolen a great deal from him. This has got to be part of your training. We can teach orangutans how to operate a machine.
Yep. You're saying orangutan?
Yeah.
I like that. I'm going to steal that. That's good.
And I tell my students, if you can operate a toaster, you can operate any gun I know of.
For sure.
But there's more to this than just operating a machine.
Yep.
You have to understand the environment in which you're placing yourself, the risks and responsibilities, and that has to be part of your training.
Totally.
And that is, unhappily, not addressed adequately, I think, in many programs.
And and we can close out on this one, I guess, and I'm assuming you'd agree with me. A good correlation between these two would be driving a car, driving a gun, right? So if you learn how to drive the car, you know how the car works.
Right.
That's just one part of it. That's the hardware. You got to know how to interact in traffic. You got to know how to stop and speed up and be able to ebb and flow. Guns same way. Guns just the hardware.
Right. And all that it's got to be a complete package. And so, for my part, for what little influence I might have, I try to emphasize this very heavily in my courses, and I try to influence other instructors.
Absolutely.
That this is your duty to your students is to make sure they're fully prepared.
Amen.
And so, as you can probably tell, I would make a poor employee.
Me too.
If I were an employer, I would never hire me.
Yeah. Passionate, right? Opinionated.
This is right. This is what I like to do.
Yeah.
I like to think that I am advancing this art. And now, as I approach my 80th birthday, we have brought it this far. Now we're handing it off to you. All the younger generation of instructors, and those are the ones I'm trying to influence while I can.
Good. Well, glad you are. How do people find out about you and train with you and get your books and stuff like that?
Well, my name is John Farnam. It's Farnam, J.S. Farnam at AOL.com. That's my email address. My website is defense-training, defense-training.com. You can go there, and I've got a bunch of videos up there. You'll be bored to tears, I'm sure, but that has my training schedule and everything on it. And again, anyone any good person I can influence, I'm anxious to do it.
It's awesome. Well, we're glad to have you.
Well,
OG. Check him out. Train with him. He's awesome.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Yep.
Well, that was wonderful. I hope I said something intelligent.
No, it was great. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I love that little, like, spurts of Johnisms.
Yeah, well,
There's lots of sponsors that make this show possible, like Mantis, Next Level Training, like Henry, like
XS Sites.
Check them out and give them your business.
Meet the Pressers is brought to you by Mantis. Mantis X helps shooters suck less. Next Level Training. Makers of CERT training products. Henry Repeating Arms. Made in America or not made at all. XS Sights. Fast sights in any light. Meet the Pressers is also brought to you by these fine companies, shows, organizations, and our Patreon members. Thank you.
Thanks for watching the show.
Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and click that little bell thingy so you know when the next episode's coming out. Support us on Patreon. Come to one of our classes. Host us to come to you and do one of our classes at your location.
And until next time.
Adieu.
Thank you for watching Meet the Pressers.